After 5 years of silence, she finds the royal billionaire begging at her door. The doorbell chimed, sharp and insistent, cutting through the quiet of Hannah Riley's small Virginia home. She froze, spatula in hand, pancakes sizzling on the stove. Inside. Willow Creek wasn't the kind of town where folks showed up unannounced at midnight. Heart pounding, she tiptoed to the door, peering through the peephole. A man stood there, rain-soaked, hair matted, but those piercing blue eyes were unmistakable. Ethan Caldwell, the billionaire who'd vanished from her life 5 years ago. "Hannah, please," he rasped, voice raw. "I need you." Her breath caught. The man who'd broken her heart, heir to a royal fortune, was begging at her door. She gripped the knob, torn between slamming it shut and hearing him out. What could he want after all this time? Hannah worked the morning shift at Daisy's Diner, pouring coffee for truckers and dodging gossip about Ethan's return. "Heard he's back," Mabel the cook whispered, flipping bacon. "Some fancy rich guy, right?" Hannah forced a smile, her mind racing. 5 years ago, she'd met Ethan in New York, a chance encounter at a charity gala. But she was a scholarship kid. He was a Caldwell. Old money with royal blood from some distant European line. Beach. Their summer romance had been electric. Stolen kisses in Central Park, late-night talks on his penthouse balcony. "You're my anchor," he had said, voice soft. Then he disappeared, no call, no note. Now, wiping down counters, she wondered why he'd come back, and why her heart still ached for him. Ethan waited outside the diner at closing, leaning against a muddy pickup truck, far from his usual sleek limos. "Can we talk?" he asked, hands shoved in his pockets. Hannah crossed her arms, the chilly Virginia air biting her skin. 5 years, Ethan. Not a word. Now you show up like nothing happened. His jaw tightened. "I messed up, Hannah. I'm here to fix it." She laughed, bitter. "Fix what? You left me." His eyes softened, holding secrets. "It wasn't that simple. I had to protect you." From what he wouldn't say. A car sped by, headlights flashing, and Ethan tensed, glancing over his shoulder. Hannah's stomach twisted. Something was wrong. Dangerously wrong. In the quiet of her porch that night, Hannah's mind drifted to their last summer. Ethan had been distant, distracted by late-night calls and cryptic meetings. "It's just business," he'd said, brushing off her questions. Nay. Then came the night he didn't show for their date. She'd waited at their favorite rooftop bar, her red dress catching the city breeze, until a text arrived. "I'm sorry. I can't do this. Nothing more." She cried for weeks, quit her internship, and fled to Willow Creek, burying her dreams of city life. Now, sitting on her creaky porch swing, she watched Ethan pace her yard, his silhouette sharp against the moonlight. "Why now?" she whispered. He stopped, voice low. "Because I never stopped loving you." Hannah's heart stuttered at Ethan's words, but anger flared hotter. "Love? You don't get to say that." She stood, pointing to the house. "You don't know what I've been through." Ethan's gaze flicked to the window, where a small shadow moved. A boy, no older than 4, peeking through the curtains. Ethan froze. "Is he—" Hannah's silence answered. "His name's Lucas," she said, voice trembling. "Your son." Ethan's knees buckled, and he sank to the grass, rain soaking his shirt. "Why didn't you tell me?" he choked out. "I tried," she snapped. "You were gone." The truth hung heavy. Lucas, their secret, was why she'd stayed in Willow Creek, shielding him from Ethan's world. The next day, Ethan insisted on coffee at the diner, his eyes scanning every customer like a hawk. "I'm in trouble, Hannah," he admitted, stirring his mug. "People are after me. Powerful people." She frowned, skeptical. "What kind of trouble?" He leaned closer, voice hushed. My family's company, Caldwell Enterprises. I uncovered something. Corruption, big money, dangerous players. They want me silenced." A black SUV idled outside, its tinted windows unnerving. Hannah's pulse quickened. "Are we in danger?" she asked. Ethan's hand brushed hers, warm and steady. "I won't let anything happen to you or Lucas, I swear." But the SUV's engine revved, and Hannah wasn't so sure. That evening, Ethan helped Hannah fix the porch swing, the kind of small-town task he'd never done in his polished life. "Hold the nail steady," she teased, handing him a hammer. He laughed, the sound easing her guard. Under the stars, they talked, really talked, for the first time in years. "I was scared," Ethan admitted, setting the hammer down. "My world was too dark for you. I thought leaving would keep you safe." Hannah's eyes stung. "You broke me, Ethan." He reached for her hand, his touch gentle. "I'm here now. Let me prove I can stay." Fireflies blinked around them, and for a moment, she wanted to believe him. A letter arrived at the diner, no return address. Just a New York postmark. Inside, a photo of Hannah and Ethan from 5 years ago, laughing in Times Square. On the back, scrawled in red ink, "He's lying, get out." Hannah's hands shook as she showed Ethan. "Who sent this?" she demanded. His face paled. "Someone who knows too much." He confessed he'd been working with a private investigator to expose his company's secrets, but someone betrayed him. "They're watching us," he said, glancing at the street. Hannah's fear spiked, but so did her resolve. "I'm not running, Ethan. Not this time." She crumpled the note, defiance burning in her chest. To clear their heads, Hannah took Ethan and Lucas to the Willow Creek County Fair. Lucas squealed on the carousel, Ethan lifting him high, their laughter a fragile bubble amidst the tension. "He's got your eyes," Ethan said, watching Lucas chase cotton candy. Hannah's heart softened, but suspicion lingered. At the Ferris wheel, a man in a dark jacket lingered too long, staring. Ethan pulled Hannah close, whispering, "Don't look, just keep walking." Her stomach churned. "Who is he?" she hissed. "Someone I hoped you'd never meet," Ethan said, his grip tightening. The fair's bright lights felt like a trap, closing in around them. Back home, Hannah's best friend Clara stopped by, her face grim. "I saw Ethan on the phone last night outside your house," Clara said. He was arguing, said something about a deal." Hannah's blood ran cold. Was Ethan playing her? She confronted him in her kitchen, voice low so Lucas wouldn't hear. "Are you lying to me? Is this about money?" Ethan's eyes flashed with hurt. "No, Hannah. I was trying to protect you." He showed her texts from his investigator, proof someone close to him was leaking their location. "Clara," he said, voice heavy. "She's working with them." Hannah reeled. Her oldest friend a traitor? Before Hannah could process Clara's betrayal, tires screeched outside. The black SUV was back, now joined by another. Ethan grabbed her arm. "We need to go, now." She scooped up Lucas, heart hammering, and they fled through the back door, piling into Ethan's truck. Headlights chased them down rural roads, dust swirling in the dark. "Who are they?" Hannah gasped, clutching Lucas. "My uncle's men," Ethan said, swerving. "He's behind the corruption. Wants me dead." A gunshot cracked, shattering the rear window. Hannah screamed, shielding Lucas. Ethan floored the gas, his voice steady. "I won't lose you again, hold on." They reached a cabin deep in the Virginia woods, a safe house Ethan's investigator had set up. Inside, Hannah rocked Lucas to sleep, her mind spinning. Ethan knelt beside her, voice soft. "I should have told you everything from the start. My uncle framed me, turned the board against me. I ran to protect you, but it was a mistake." Hannah's eyes met his, raw with pain. "I needed you, Ethan. Lucas needed you." He touched her cheek, thumb brushing a tear. "I'm here now, for both of you. Forever, if you'll let me." The words hung between them, a promise fragile but real. Ethan revealed his plan: expose his uncle with evidence from the investigator stored on a flash drive. "If we get it to the feds, this ends," he said. But the safe house wasn't safe for long. Clara's voice crackled through a hacked radio, taunting, "You can't hide, Ethan." Hannah's betrayal stung deep, but she steeled herself. "We do this together," she told Ethan, her voice firm. They mapped out a route to Richmond, where the investigator waited. As dawn broke, Ethan kissed her forehead, a quiet vow. "You're braver than I ever was." Hannah smiled faintly. "Guess I had to be." In Richmond, they met the investigator in a deserted warehouse, but it was a trap. Clara and Ethan's uncle ambushed them, guns drawn. "You should have stayed gone," his uncle sneered. Clara's eyes flickered with guilt, but she held her ground. Hannah stepped forward, voice steady. "You don't scare me, not anymore." Ethan handed over the flash drive, fake, a decoy. As his uncle lunged, the feds swarmed in, tipped off by Ethan's backup plan. Clara broke down, sobbing apologies. Hannah turned away, her heart heavy but free. Ethan pulled her close, whispering, "It's over." Weeks later, Hannah and Ethan sat on her porch, Lucas asleep inside. The scandal rocked Caldwell Enterprises. Ethan's uncle arrested, the company rebuilding under Ethan's leadership. "I'm staying in Willow Creek," Ethan said, taking her hand. "If you'll have me." Hannah smiled, the pain of 5 years softening. "You've got a lot to make up for, mister." He laughed, pulling her into a kiss, warm and certain, under the Virginia stars. The doorbell would never ring with fear again, only love, hard-won and true. Wow, what a ride with Hannah and Ethan. From a midnight doorbell to a fight for love and survival, their story hit every heartstring. Drop a comment. What got you? Ethan's plea, Hannah's courage, or that final kiss? Like, share, subscribe to Timeline Stories for more emotional, suspenseful tales. Have you ever faced a past that came knocking? Tell us. Your stories fuel our next adventure. Where are you watching from? Let's hear it. Keep the love alive. See you in the next epic saga.